of traveling.
A little bit of traveling, but that's all right. It was a lot of fun.
That's good. I know it's been a long week. I know you have a new student named Johnny in your class. I know we've been dealing with a lot of behaviors this week. So I kind of wanted to make contact with you and see what some of those, if you had any specific concerns that I can help maybe address with you.
Yeah, I do have some concerns. There's been a lot of yelling out, especially when there's things he does not want to be doing. And it's been very disruptive to the other students in my class. He has also been throwing objects at other students, like pencils, erasers, just paper clips, anything he can find. He's throwing those at other students in the middle of class. Just random things he's doing, and it's been very disruptive. And I do have gifted students in my class, a lot of them, and I'm afraid this is going to inhibit their learning.
I can understand how that would be very frustrating to have a student who's continuous to interrupt and continues to kind of create a situation where you can't help those higher needs students. One of the things I know we talked about right before he started was his behavior chart, and that they'd seen a lot of growth with that at his old school. How do you feel that has that been a deterrent? Has that helped at all this week?
I don't think a whole lot has helped. I don't think anything has helped this week. I can't figure him out. He can't figure me out. It's been a rough week.
Okay. So the two behaviors, just kind of recapping, the two behaviors that you've seen the biggest increase with is the yelling and the throwing of things.
Yes.
Are they happening at certain times in the day, or is it just kind of sporadic?
It's sporadic, and there was that time that you had to come get him because he was trying to hit and kick, and that can't be happening. I'm very concerned about the safety of the other students in the class. So, but mostly, yes. He only did that a couple times. That wasn't as much as he's been with the throwing and the yelling out.
Okay. When he's yelling, is he saying specific things, or is he?
No, he's just yelling random stuff that has nothing to do with what we're doing. And I feel like it's more like when I'm teaching. And the throwing, I feel, is more like while we're supposed to be doing desk work. It seems as though almost maybe he's bored, and I don't know what else I can be doing to help him.
Okay, I know that in the past he's had some issues with attention seeking, so maybe that's some part of that. I wonder if, would you be interested in some things that we could look at to maybe see what we can do to help eliminate some of those situations?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that he loves cars. That's one of the things that he absolutely loves. So we were thinking that maybe we could work on a system where he could either have time to play with cars or look at cars, or maybe could earn actually getting a car, and we could set up kind of a store with that. I thought maybe we could look at if do some self-regulation with it, such as during, like, say you have your 45-minute math block. Mm-hmm. During that math block, he could look at if he has that 45 minutes period where he doesn't have any situations where he yells out or blurts out or screams at, then he can earn a star for that time. And if he earns 3 stars, then he gets to maybe come back to my room and play with cars, or maybe look at a car magazine or something like that.
I would even be willing to let him look at a car magazine in my room, because I did notice, especially during math, he does get his work done very quickly. And I think that's where part of the problem is, because he is a very bright student.
He is a very bright student.
But I feel as though I need to either reinforce it right after the lesson before he starts his work, or maybe both. I don't know what would be best.
Well, we can maybe start with both, and then as he continues to increase on his appropriate behavior, maybe be able to bring it back a little bit. I also wondered if maybe I have a really neat book that talks about behavior issues and kind of talks about what that looks like, and it's kind of in a kid version. I was wondering if maybe that would be something that we could maybe share with your class, so that it kind of gives them a better awareness of what's going on, because I understand that when a kid starts screaming and yelling, they're not going to want to necessarily.
I was going to say that the other problem I'm having is I am noticing the other students talking about him and the outbursts, and I'm afraid that that's going to get home to the parents and have parents calling me and questioning why the student is in our classroom, and I don't want it to turn into a bullying situation where he's being bullied, because I think that'll make it a lot worse if he is going to be being bullied on top of these other behavioral issues, and I'm afraid he's going to get aggressive with the other students.
I understand. I noticed when I did have to come in and help him leave the room at that point, that there were some, kids will be kids and they'll look at each other and kind of bring that. And so I understand where you're coming from with that. I wouldn't want that to become a major issue with bullying. So I thought maybe it is kind of a neat book, and it just talks a little bit, and it might be something that I can maybe pull Johnny out and have a discussion with Johnny about, and maybe he can help share it. I'm not sure we're at that point though, so I'm not sure that will actually work with him, but it might be something in the future that he could be able to share. So when you share that, I might have him come down to my room, and maybe you could do it during one of those times he earns something. He can come down to my room. I think that might work.
Do you think that with Johnny's permission from his parents, do you think I should write a letter to the other parents explaining that he's in our classroom now, and I don't know if that's going to be appropriate or not. I mean, just to let the parents know if they're hearing these crazy stories about this new kid. I don't want other parents to freak out, or should I wait until they approach me about it?
I think we should leave it and wait until they approach you. That way, he has very open parents. Johnny has very supportive parents and very open parents, but I think that might put them in a situation where they feel like their kid's on display. So let's wait until they come to you. Hopefully, if we put in multiple breaks where he earns things and he sees that he can get if he can get attention other ways. If we continue to work on that, then hopefully that'll take away the need for that. Okay.
And then what do you think about sensory breaks? If I get something in my room to allow him to, like, even just a squish ball or something to get those wiggles out, and I mean, do you think that would be something we could do?
I have a couple of fidgets in my room that he's really kind of started to respond to. When I did pull him out, it was one of the things that calmed him down. So I do have a few of those. I think between the cars and maybe some of those fidget breaks, maybe we can alternate them.
Perfect.
And I really think that those would give him the opportunity to help and get him through those. So I will maybe look into getting a certain chart that we can hook onto his desk, and really break it down. I know his behavior chart was every 2 hours. Maybe we need to break it down to that half an hour, 45-minute spot, and then give him a break after each one, and then see how that goes for a little while. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
And we'll continue to talk so that we can maybe extend those times as we go.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you.